Oh my god.
I'm gonna just
This is
take the
terrible.
double-edged sword and go live. We buffer, we buffer. Go live. And we're live. Hello, boys.
Damn. Oh, okay. That is interesting to say the least.
Okay, we'll start in 4 minutes with the plan. Have to promote the video today, as I'm gonna post it on the TikTok.
Okay. Last episode is where I'll leave it off at. Brilliant. 20 days of Rocket League versus strangers rank themselves by attractiveness. Oh, I would love to watch this. Lipstick. I don't want them to like identity. Oh, you're there's no. She's alright. Let her off. Oh God. Look,
Oh, we got our first comment already.
what?
No,
Is it
by
by Christian? He probably said
Small
something.
Sade. Said Batman was great, loved it.
Oh really? Oh no,
I
that
say we
is.
just get started. When people join, they join. If they don't, they will miss out on great feedback on the Batman.
Hold on, the Bridgerton season
Do you
2
watch
trailer
Bridgerton?
came out. That
Oh, you
show was
did watch it,
horrible.
didn't you? I remember you telling us about
It was horrible, but it was
it.
hilarious at the same time.
Sick, overrated.
And apparently, it's got you know Cubby Cushy Cubby Gum. They got a white dude doing a cover of that,
What the
so I
hell?
have to watch it for that. Exactly, and they got Asian people in this out. Nah, but she's ugly. They got the the Asian one from Sex Ed,
Yes.
but this other one seems more peng. And flipping the mum is Tracy Beaker's mum. I remember her. Don't worry,
Oh
cheeky
god.
bitch. No, we have no viewers, so it's okay. Why everyone called that? The main character from the first season, Renee Page,
Yep.
whatever his stupid name is. Yeah, he's not paying, and his acting was not that good. He just had like a really depressed face the whole time, and everyone was like, "Look at all the emotions he can convey." I was like, he's just doing one face. It's because he's paying, or you think he's paying. If you thought it was ugly, you'd be like, "This guy's a terrible actor."
Fair enough.
John Boyega, he done more acting. You know in that advert they
Yeah.
do before
I
V
hate
I
that
starts.
love
advert.
that. I love it.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. But the only reason I love it is when they're getting him ready, yeah, and then he goes action, and he goes ah. That's my favorite bit. I
It's
love
so
it.
annoying.
It always gets me hyped for a movie,
I
regardless
I
of what it was.
will
Oh,
say I do miss the old one because it was just iconic, but I'm fine with John Boyega. The one with the guy
What
where
was the
just
old
he's
one?
black and the guy goes hello.
yeah, that was
Oh,
great.
that one. He used to scare me. But bloody hell, man. Mitch Robinson is questionable and Cam is out. Brilliant. I mean, we're gonna lose anyway, so I'm not too
Since this is a
pissed.
movie
But
podcast today, I want to ask: did you see Henry Cavill's head in Argyle?
oh, that was yeah. I'm the one that sent it tonight. That was terrible. It's just like it's just like from Back to the Future. No, not Back to the Future. You know, Home Alone. You know the older brother that bullies him. He's got his hair just up. That's him. So what are they doing? Like Henry Cavill's a good-looking guy, and you do that. Matthew Vaughn. Oh my God. Clearly, the last two Kingsman movies have
Dua Lipa's
traumatized you.
in it, so
Guys,
I'm watching that opening day.
they've got like the whitest cast there, besides Samuel L. Jackson. That's it. He's the only like sprinkle of color. Everyone else
I
is
think
as
we're
white as you
claiming
can
Dua
be.
Lipa as coloured. She supports Palestine, so she's one of us.
Yeah, she's one of us, but she's also whiter than all of us.
I, I mean,
Let's not.
me, not really. I'm not too.
Oh shit! Magnuson is back for
Yeah.
Haas. So weird. Why did they even get rid of the other one? Because he's Russian.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
It is
That's
bullshit, but he's
He's
shit,
very
so
shit. I
it's
hate
like kind of good.
yeah, that is true.
But I
But
don't hate
like,
him. I kind of feel bad for him, but he is pretty bad, so it's probably for the best.
oh, that's terrible though.
Yeah.
That is definitely rooted in
He
racism.
started a foundation for athletes who are banned from competing because of their governments.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he founded a foundation for Russia. Oh my god! Of course. ESPN. Mad Dog on Aaron Rodgers. He's been bad in the playoffs since he won the Super Bowl. That's correct. Kyrie Irving's 50-point game
Who
made me
said
want
that?
to throw up. It's so odd. Stephen A. This guy is the biggest hater, man. I want someone to like me as much as Stephen A. hates Kyrie. What the hell?
What a weird thing to
What?
say.
They made him. This is one of the like best 50-point games we've seen. Like incredible. If it like only him and Michael Jordan have had a 50-point game with 75% efficiency. He went like 15 of 19 from the field, and he goes, "It made me want to throw up." What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Alright. MK's not here, but we will get started. I thought Christian might have joined us today, but I wasn't sure. Yeah, you said
Christian?
no. I thought you
Did you
said that
ask?
he was gonna be on the podcast because we wanted to talk about it. But it might have just been that you liked.
What the hell? You should have. You
Oh,
should
it's all
have
good.
told me. I would have asked. Wait. Okay. I'm gonna see if my food is made. So
Alright.
you start it off.
Well, everyone, welcome back to the Ball Knowledge Podcast. As always, I am your host, Usman, and joined once again by Aslam and Miles.
Hello.
Hello. Today, as you can tell by the title of this live stream, it is our Batman review. And we have very mixed reviews among us. I think, not very mixed reviews, but mixed reviews among us.
Yeah.
Since Aslam's not here, Miles, should I say mine? So Aslam can hear yours.
Yeah, you can go
Since I
first.
did watch it first out of all of us, I'll go first. I really liked it. I thought it was fucking great. I think the only issue I have with it is that in the middle, I guess the pace sort of slowed down, and it wasn't as hard hitting as the start of the movie going into it was. But I did like how the story did continue, and it still affected the overall ending. So I liked. It started off really well, I thought, in that it really like set the tone for the type of movie it was going to be, and the fact that it was going to be a Batman movie. I think it was great how they used the metaphor of shadows and Batman being in the shadows, and that it's his way of putting fear into people. Like, I might not be there, but they know I'm there. That sort of thing. I think that's like quintessential Batman at this point. The way the comics set up Batman and stuff. I did love all the characters. I don't think there was specifically any any issues I had with any of the characters. I thought the story was great. It was like purely a detective story, which is something that we haven't really seen from Batman in the past. I think we saw hints of it with Christian Bale, and we didn't really see it with. We sort of saw it with Ben Affleck's Batman, but that was more of a, oh, I'm just here trying to find people rather than, oh, this is me trying to solve something happening or solve something. I thought it was just overall. I thought it was one of the best Batman movies I've watched, and I fucking loved every minute of it. I genuinely loved it.
Fair enough.
I think, especially because there was like years of what's it? Just trying to figure out if Ben Affleck wants to play Batman again, that sort of stuff. Seeing Robert Pattinson as Batman was just great, and seeing it as like actual Batman, not using guns and stuff. I get that Zack Snyder gave Ben Affleck's Batman a gun because he was going off the Dark Knight Returns storyline. But it felt weird that he would just go out of his way, kill and shoot people.
I haven't seen those Batman films or whatever, so I can't really compare to that. But I didn't know that he had a gun. That's interesting.
Versus Superman, how he was like bulky.
Yeah.
In the Batman Dark Knight Returns, I think it is, he does wield a gun, but then it's a bit weird. I know Aslam hates that storyline.
It sounds a bit weird.
I thought Zoe Kravitz was great as Catwoman. I like how they didn't close off her story. She'll probably be back for the sequel. Colin Farrell's Penguin was... I know he was a side character, but they set him up really well, I thought, and they utilized him really well throughout the movie. Like, he wasn't full-on villain, but...
Yeah, he was like, he was quite funny as well, but like not like intentionally funny, like not like Marvel where they just put jokes in when it's not really needed. I like that about the film. It was like they didn't need to have jokes everywhere because like characters like Penguin would be funny anyway. So yeah, I liked Penguin, and the prosthetics are crazy. It looks nothing like Colin Farrell.
It's ridiculous. Paul Dano's Riddler. I do understand what if people had a problem with the Riddler. Specifically because I know he wasn't the Riddler from the comics being sort of this campy guy who runs around giving Batman riddles trying to kill him. But I think it was smart the way they did it because it was sort of like a take on how niche internet celebrities are in real life. So instead of it being just a campy person running around in a green leotard, it was more of a person like brainwashing people in a certain area, making him do stuff, making them follow his word and stuff.
It's more realistic than some like bright green guy running around doing stuff as well. It's like instead of that, it's just like some clearly like intelligent like genius, but he's also crazy. And it's like obviously you've seen that in loads of other movies and shows before as well, which isn't a problem for this film. Like it doesn't matter that we've seen it before, but it's because it's better than having like stereotypical like villain that's like what's it like over the top and like I don't know, it's more, I guess the other version of Riddler would be more like childish, I guess. So it's like you can't have that if you're doing a movie that's dark and serious. So I didn't have a problem with the Riddler. I thought he was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was quite obvious that he took inspiration from those serial killer movies, so like Zodiac and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember saying that in the cinema. It was very Zodiac killery because you have like the cipher and stuff as well, which obviously happened with the Zodiac killer. So I thought that was cool.
I also like, as we're talking about ciphers, how they used Alfred in the movie. I think
I didn't like that as much
was it.
because I just thought I didn't just like Alfred in general really because I like Andy Serkis. I don't think he played the character badly, but it was just like Alfred was sort of there for a little bit and then he gets like blown up and then that's it. I feel like they could have done more with him. And also, I feel like there's no point blowing him up if you're not going to kill him. Like, just either kill him or don't blow him up. But I don't know. That's what I think anyway.
I want to say I do sort of agree with you the fact that why would you blow him up and not kill him? I think it does. It's
Mm.
I think how I thought about it was kind of their way of teasing the fact that down the line it's something that the Riddler's gonna do again, because which did do when he
Mm.
blew up Gotham.
Yeah,
Then
that's true.
so I thought that was smart, but I did. I will say I did like how they used Alfred because in the past it was like a lot in the Nolan Dark Knight trilogy. I don't think Alfred was used this sort of way. I do like how he was used then because he was sort of like a mentor to Bruce. Whereas here it was
Hmm.
more Alfred was hands on and using his British spy intelligence past that we don't usually see with Alfred.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that he would help Bruce decipher some of the codes as well. So he wasn't just a useless old man, he was just there.
Yeah, that's true. I don't really remember Alfred that much in the Nolan trilogy, so I can't really compare them that much. I thought that you could have done a bit
Yeah.
more,
I
but
think
yeah.
I will say one thing about the whole blowing up thing. You would think Alfred was smarter than to open up a parcel like that.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know how he survived it either, but that's obviously just plot armor a bit, but that's fine, I
Yeah,
guess.
I mean he did throw it away quickly. The parcel.
Yeah, true.
Um, there was a bit of a. This is another big spoiler if you haven't seen the movie. Um, the Joker tease. That
Oh
was
yeah.
weird.
Yeah. I knew, did you know about that before
I
the
heard
film?
that there was a tease of the Joker, but then apparent
Yeah.
from what I saw, people saying it got cut out the final cut of the movie, but then
Oh really?
obviously it didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was cool. I like the actor who's playing Joker
It's
anyway. So
Reeve, right?
the guy
Yeah.
from Eternals, yeah. Yeah, he's pretty cool. But obviously you have the I guess complaint about Joker being overused, which I keep seeing a lot. Which I don't really mind as long as because Joker's a cool character, so as long as it's portrayed well, then it's not that bad, I don't think. But I know like a lot of people have been complaining about that. But yeah, because it doesn't bother me, I thought the cameo was quite cool.
I can see why people complain about it, but at the same time, it's sort of like if there's Batman, there has to be Joker. It's just two
Yeah,
things that go together.
exactly. Because you'd have just as many people complaining that Joker wasn't in any of these new
Yeah.
Batman films if he didn't show up. So
So I thought
it's probably safer to
I think it
include
was
him.
better the way they did it now, in that they just teased him rather than like fully making him the focal point of the movie.
Yeah,
I wouldn't expect them to make him the focal point of the second movie either. More of a build up towards a final showdown, if you will, between
yeah.
Batman and Joker, which looks really interesting.
Yeah, that would make sense to do it like that as well, because obviously you get him teased in the first movie, then he's in the second one, and there's like an entire movie of build up, and then like obviously the third one, you know the villain already, and like you can do bigger stuff with him, I guess. So that would be cool if they do it like that.
I trust Matt Reeves with trilogies as well. The Planet of the Apes trilogy is fucking
I
great.
don't. What has he? Oh, is that what he's done? I didn't know what else he had done, but I've only seen the first Planet of the Apes. So I've been told it's pretty good, like the rest of
I think
them.
it's an incredibly underrated trilogy. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, he did
Really, might have to watch it.
the Cloverfield movies as well.
No, I haven't seen any of those.
Those are pretty good. The first one I think was more of a cult classic than it is like a critically acclaimed movie.
All
But
right.
it's like one of those horror movies that look like they were filmed by the person in the movie.
That's quite cool.
What else has he done? Nothing too out there. About the what's it called? Spin-offs. I think they said that as of right now they've shelved the Gotham PD one, and they're moving forward with
Really,
Catwoman one.
that makes sense because everyone loves Catwoman now, so you probably saw that. Was like, yeah, let's do that instead.
I mean, from what they did say about the Gotham PD one, it did seem really interesting.
Wasn't there like a thing about being like more of a horror movie than a
Yeah,
cop
so
movie or
they
something
feel
like
like
that?
they were gonna try and make it like Arkham focused,
Uh,
which really interests me.
yeah, that one sounds more interesting than the
I
Catwoman
think
one
the
to me.
Catwoman one could be big in that they're introducing Bloodhaven, aren't they? Because at the end of the movie, she said they're just flying into Bloodhaven, driving into Bloodhaven, which is Nightwing territory.
Alright. I don't know enough about DC to know all
This is
these things, so yeah.
that's fair. I mean, it should be interesting how they go about that, though.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So is the Catwoman thing a show or
I
a
think it's gonna be a
movie?
show.
Alright. Shows are better than movies in my opinion. I prefer watching shows.
You get a better story out of it.
I agree.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have more time to flesh everything out.
I just
Wait, what's been
I
said?
just gave my
I know
review,
there's been
and we were
nothing.
talking about all the different characters. Okay, Miles,
Alright.
let's hear your review of the Batman.
Oh god.
Alright, well, I thought the movie was good, right? But I thought it was just good. I didn't think it was anything amazing because like everyone's going on about it, saying like, "Oh, this is one of the best movies of all time" and stuff. I don't agree with that, but that doesn't mean I thought it was bad. But my main issue with the movie was that it was too long. But I don't know if that's just me because I don't tend to like long movies. Like if you're gonna do a 3 hour movie, it has to be amazing. Otherwise, I'm gonna get bored. Um, Obviously, like I said, that might just be a me problem. But it's like I don't want to sit through a 3 hour movie and not be entertained the entire way. And I just thought the movie was a bit too slow. And like I don't think there was enough action. And I know that's gonna be like, oh well, it is not meant to be enough action. I mean a lot of action. So I get why there doesn't need to be loads of action. It's not a Marvel film. There doesn't need to be a fight every 2 minutes. But then, if you're going to make a movie that's that long, I feel like it should at least be a bit more fighting because I know they're going for the detective sort of route, which is fine. But then, if you're going to do that and have a big, slight superhero who knows how to fight, you might as well make him fight a bit more in the movie. So yeah, that's my main complaint. But like, I didn't think it was bad. I just thought it was just good. I think The Dark Knight is still better, but I don't know how controversial that opinion is. Everyone seems to love this movie, so yeah. But that's it. That's it, really. That's all I've got to say.
Fair enough. I think a
Mhm.
lot of people have been arguing about it being better than Dark Knight. It's definitely better than whatever Zack Snyder did with the fucking character. That's for sure.
I hate it. I actually hate it.
Yeah, I
I hate
haven't
Batman.
seen that, so
You've seen Batman vs Superman, right?
Don't.
I
Oh, okay,
haven't.
fair enough. Yeah, you don't have
That's
to.
horrific. That's an abomination. They made Superman speak for 43 lines. They made him Batman and depressed. So bad. Why am I speaking about that? Batman was awesome. Brilliant. I loved everything. No, actually, there's one scene at the end where it's a bit too like forced in. I don't know how to. You know the Irish
Yeah,
guy that was also in Eternals,
the Joker
Barry
scene.
Cohen, I think his name. That bit, yeah, I felt it was too forced. But everything else was great. I thought this is actually the best Bruce Wayne as well, because like normally it's just like this, like weird. It's like, oh, you have to be Playboy and by night you're Batman, and this was like, no, this guy's emotionally stunted. He's incredibly socially awkward, and through the story and through his relationships that he builds, he becomes someone that may become a Playboy or may become something better anyway. It also solves the oh, Batman should just spend billions of dollars and then the city will be epic and cool again. Solve that problem because it showed that that isn't a thing. It actually showed Batman using his brain for once. Gordon was actually cool. I loved Gordon. The film has humor. It's just not MCU bullshit humor. It's
Yeah,
actually
that's
good
what I was
jokes
saying.
and the fight scenes, the
Yeah.
cinematography is insane. This film,
Yeah.
looks like every other superhero movie that looks bland and grey and just goes fuck you. You have no excuse for looking as shit as you do because 90% of this is just great. It was awesome, in my opinion. It's brilliant. Robert Pattinson is a don. And Zoe Kravitz is incredible. They would even Barry Cohen. Even though I don't like the scene as much, I think he's going to be a cool
Yeah.
character. It sets up a lot, and they said that they want to go down the Court of Owls thing, like route, which is cool. I also like, how like the Joker's out to prove, like his whole shtick through a lot of the comics is that you can be a good person for 90% of your life, but it just takes one bad day to like properly break you. And this film shows that through Thomas Wayne, how he was great, and it's only like in a moment of weakness that he, went bad and went rogue, and he made a big mistake that
Yep.
that cost him a lot. And it's brilliant. It appreciated the comics that formulated the character, and it put it on screen. It was awesome. I loved it, and I think it's definitely, in my opinion, it's definitely a better Batman movie than The Dark Knight, because The Dark Knight was more a Joker film anyway. Like, if you just replace Batman with like a guy with a gun, I don't think it changes
Yeah.
that much. But also clocked, yeah. At the start when they find the first victim, yeah, and Gordon's bringing along Batman. It was only then that I clocked, right? This is like, this should be really stupid. Because like, if you think about it, imagine you're just like a normal police officer, yeah, and a guy in a bat suit walks in. Like, that's when it fully, I was like, what the? This is actually stupid what he's doing. Like, this guy dresses up as a bat, and he's incredibly clever, and he beats the shit out of people. And I love it. It was hilarious. It's brilliant. What a film. Matt
Something me
Reeves
and
is a
Miles were
don.
talking about when you were gone was the use of Alfred. So I said
Oh,
I
he,
enjoyed how they used Alfred because he was more useful than as far as I remember, he was more useful in this than he was in the Dark Knight trilogy with Michael Caine's portrayal. Because they actually used that spy background of his to decipher the Riddler code and stuff. But Miles made a good point. It's weird that they just blew him up.
um, I mean, yeah, that bit was. I thought that bit was just to like further the character progression anyway of Bruce Wayne, because I even in the film he goes, I thought I'd mastered that, but then I clocked like You know, like Alfred's like the first proper person that he actually opened up to anyway, and it's meant to be this nice like parallel between the start where he goes, "You're not a father to me," and then like by that point when he realizes shit, like this guy could have died, it's like, damn, you actually were, and you were better than what I had anyway, because what I had was an image of a person, and that image has almost been tarnished. But it was hilarious, yeah, when like Alfred turns over, yeah, and he sees Bruce, and he's smiling, and then Bruce is like, "You lied to me." He's like, he was fully ready for smoke. It was
What did you
brilliant.
make of Colin Farrell's Penguin?
He's hilarious as well. I don't get how people are like, this didn't have enough humor. The Penguin was one of the funniest things about, like, he was the funniest thing about the film. But it's just because he didn't make like any like things that you could literally point out and say that is a joke. It's just that everything he does is hilarious. He was ripped out of the comic books, and just, he was hilarious, man. He cracked me up. Even Riddler. Riddler was so funny. He had 500 Twitch followers, and like he was singing Ave Maria. Oh, I was cracking up so much in the cinema throughout like this whole film. It was great.
You did say that Robert Pattinson's Batman's probably the best Bruce Wayne. Where does he rank among Batmans?
Oh, definitely. And a number. He's effortlessly cool. Like his speech at the beginning, I was already like, this guy's number one.
As we talked about
It's
that as
so
well. I
cool.
said I loved the beginning. It was like quintessential Batman. The use of the metaphor of
It's
shadows
like,
and the fact
oh,
that he's like, if even though I'm not there, there's that niggling doubt in the back of their
they
mind where
think
like
I'm.
he could be in the shadows. We just would never know.
And even then, it's like he has that progression where you can look at him at the start and be like, yeah, this is Batman. But then you look at him at the start and then you go, no, that's Batman. Because for once, yeah, Batman's actually saving people. Like I liked how like this film is very
Yeah.
red anyway. But like, at the end, it's like he puts his life on the line when he's already like, like messed up, and he goes into the water and he starts to lead the people out, and it's this message of hope. And it has a nice parallel again, because at the beginning people looked at him and even he said like, I am vengeance, I am fear. People look at me and they're scared shitless. Like the police officer was like, oh my god, this is crazy. But then at the end you got the girl, the woman, and she's like clinging on to him, and like she looks at him with such adoration, and it's like, yeah, he's not Superman, but he is a message of hope for the people of Gotham, that they have a protector, because the politicians are corrupt and the police are corrupt. Ah, the film's so good. I want to watch it again.
About the Catwoman spin-off. We know that she now is going to Bloodhaven. Well, how do you feel about that? Because we know Bloodhaven's the home of Nightwing.
I don't want them to introduce Nightwing. We can't do Nightwing yet. You have to set up Robin being Robin before you can introduce Nightwing. Otherwise, it's not as impactful. So if they're gonna stick her in Bloodhaven, I'm fine with that. Just follow Catwoman, because she was flipping cool. She's so peng as well. Even though I don't really like short-haired girls, she pulled it off really well. I was like, whoa, this is class. And little thing, they called Carmine Falcone the right way. They didn't call him Falcone. Little thing that I'm like, yeah, you get it. And actually, on the opposite of Miles, I even said, we came out with Christian, and I was like, this film has like 4 fight scenes or 5 fight scenes, but I was intrigued the entire way through. Like, it had me. I was like, wow, this is wicked. And it didn't need to use fights to pull me in. But I do accept his point that there's 3 hours, so like you could have spread it, especially considering the way they had the fight scenes as well. Like the fights were so well choreographed, and it was so cool. I fucking love it. Movies so good. I have to watch it again to truly like place it, but right now, as I said on the TikTok, it's a top three comic book movie to me. It's brilliant because it's one of the few that actually understands the character, and I
Yeah.
could be like, yeah, you get it.
I think it goes down to the whole thing that we were talking about with a breath of fresh air in comic book movies. so it's not just the same director over and over putting the same image in. So like we see James Gunn did it with Suicide Squad and Guardians of the Galaxy and then Peacemaker. Now Matt Reeves is doing it with Batman, who's like the most famous superhero ever.
This is what I wanted from DC anyway. I was like, I don't really like Marvel gives me the interconnected universe. You know, you've got everything's cool, and that's like fine. I'm fine with that. But what I actually want is just a bunch of character-driven stories. And if you can give me like 6 good films, and it's like Aquaman and Batman and you know I don't know who else, like anyone else, I don't care. I don't need them to have like this connected thread. I just want them to be good. After that, I don't care. I don't need a universe. It's just like they really shat the bed early on when they're like, yeah, let's have a Justice League movie, even though we've set up none of these characters really. Like what?
I want
So
to
dumb.
get what your hopes for the sequels are. So start off with Miles. What do you hope they do for the next movie or next 2 movies?
Make it shorter.
I was gonna say that. I don't know. Maybe just I want to see the Joker. But like I was saying earlier, or like you were saying, don't make him the main focus and leave that for like a third movie or something. I don't really know enough about DC to say like where like what characters are gonna show up or anything like that. So I don't know. Just make sure it's shorter and that it's good. But no, the first movie was good. So like, just carry on with those like what you're already doing, really. Uh, and it should be a good second movie. So yeah.
What I was gonna say, you can if they're going to go the Court of Owls route, I want them to bring Dick Grayson in because it makes sense, especially with the story and how the
Not to
Graysons were
cut you off,
connected with the Court of Owls.
there's a Kenobi trailer.
Oh
Damn it! I
shit!
didn't want the trailer. I wanted them to just shadow drop it, but I'm going to watch it now. Damn.
Breaking news: there is a
Star
Kenobi
Wars
trailer.
pricks. Kenobi trailer.
On what?
Yeah.
Can't find it.
Yes, I got
Are you
notification.
sure? Are you sure it's not some guy that's just...
No, there is.
Wait.
Oh wait, I'll send it in the chat.
Wait. Oh yeah, there is. Oh shit.
Oh, I
I'm
see
on a
it.
live stream watching it. Okay, bold guy. I don't care what you say.
Check on my phone. There is. Miles, I'll send it in the chat.
I've got it. But thanks. How much of a sound though?
Whoa!
gosh.
Breaking news in the world of NFL. Carson Wentz has been traded from the Colts to Washington.
Oh, phew. Every time I hear a
For a
quarterback moving, I
package
shit
of
myself.
2 third-round picks and a load of other picks. Wow.
Oh, damn. Oh, that's the Inquisitor. This is the fan service I wanted. This is making a very bad, YouTuber. It's okay.
Live reaction to the
It's
Kenobi
Arab.
trailer.
What do you mean? There's Vader breathing.
Yeah, okay,
Oh
so
shit!
back to the Batman. Something I want to say I think will show up in the sequels and stuff, since the first one was focused on corrupt politicians. I think Two-Face is going to be in the sequel.
That would make sense. I thought they were doing a
Yeah.
Hush thing. Because when he's finding
Yeah.
all this stuff, it has Hush on it. I don't want them to do, I don't want them to do Batman Hush. I just want them to do a new story with Hush. Because I thought, like, looking back on it, Hush is like a good entry point if you want to get into Batman, because it's got a load of stuff. But then if you go back and you're in a step, like, you read Batman, and you go back and you read it, you're like, this ain't it, Chief. It's just not
Yeah,
it.
I think there was a lot of people on the internet were sort of saying, "Oh, there's a few teasers to Harvey Dent showing up." I can't remember off
Right.
the top of my head, but a lot of people were saying Harvey Dent's gonna show up.
Might be great, but I feel like they're not gonna do that just because
Yeah.
the Dark Knight already done it. Second movie as well, so I don't think that. I think they want
I
to forge
don't
their own path.
expect them to go down the whole like wacky character route either. So I know wacky character meaning like Joker and Riddler, but I think those would be more realistic sort of characters other than like camp green and purple leotard wearing clown and Riddler. But then
I loved it. I thought it was
what
hilarious.
I do think though is if they do, I don't so the characters I don't expect them to use at all are characters like Bane, just because the way that he's shaping his whole universe up, it doesn't really make sense to use Bane.
Didn't you see the bit where, okay, there's two schools of thought. He either uses adrenaline or he uses a
I
bit
had
of
this
venom.
conversation with Junaid, I think it was, that I said I don't think it's venom though. I think it's just adrenaline.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I thought it was adrenaline, and I don't
I think
want
it'd
it
be
to
weird
be
if it was
venom.
venom. It'd be very
That's what I
random
was
for
saying.
Batman in his second year to just be like, "Oh, let me start using steroids."
Yeah, that's true. But also, I low-key want him to. I want a better portrayal of Bane, because like,
You,
I mean, The Dark Knight Rises was cool, but like,
I know who's
Bane
going
is
to use Bane.
Spanish.
It's very obvious who's going to use Bane. If any DC director is going to use Bane, it's James Gunn. And you know who he's going
Oh
to
yeah,
make Bane.
true.
No, Dave Bautista.
Gay. Oh, Dave Bautista. Oh no, I don't like him though. He's just bold. And I don't even know why he's in so many movies. I don't think he's that good. I think John Cena's a better actor than him. Like, sorry, but Dave Bautista is like, oh yeah, I've been in so many top class movies, yeah. Look, I'm in June. You didn't even do anything in June. You like stood there for a bit and you talked to like a big blob monster and then like you died. Or maybe you didn't. I don't know if I'm remembering that correctly. But you just went away. You didn't do anything useful. You were in it for like 2 minutes. Get out, man. Or like you were protecting a girl in a football stadium. Like, great. Brilliant. Character-driven story. Or you're in a Zack Snyder movie, which immediately eliminates you from having any credibility. Because that guy is the most pretentious bullshit filmmaker ever.
Fair enough.
I refuse to watch his
Miles,
shit.
what's the character you want to see?
I'm not doing it.
Don't know. Bane would be cool, but then I haven't seen Dark Knight Rises either. So, and I want to watch that because I want to see Bane. So I don't really know what Bane's like, but if I heard that movie's not great anyway. So if they have Bane in a better movie, then that would be even cooler. So I don't, like I said, I don't know enough. But yeah, go on.
Bane in the Dark Knight Rises just because it was Tom Hardy.
Yeah, you can't dislike Tom Hardy.
Weird voice thing threw me off though.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. I haven't, I didn't go back to watch the scene that he beats the shit out of Batman for like 5 years because I was like, this is too hard to watch. I don't want to see this happen. But then I watched it again and I was like, it wasn't too bad.
Okay.
Mr. They need to bring Arnold back.
Yeah.
Yeah, as Mr. Freeze. Brilliant. Eyes to see you.
Arnold or Christoph Waltz?
Brilliant.
Or are they going to go with younger actor?
I want Arnold again. I want him full cheese. Opposite Robert Pattinson. Imagine, I am vengeance. Eyes to meet you. Brilliant. Oh my god, a wild MK has appeared. He said 10 minutes. An hour ago.
Let me.
No, that's
Just
because
saying.
I was in a lecture. That's why. My bad.
There you
It
go.
lasted like half an hour.
MK is here. Hello, MK.
Hi, but
Yeah.
are we live?
No, we're not.
Oh, 'cause I
No,
need to
we
double
are
check.
live. We are live.
So wait, that means oh, cool.
He's such a god.
Yeah.
I don't think. Can they even hear me?
You're on the screen now.
Oh, calm. Wait, how have you done that automatically then? So before it was a problem. Yeah, what was the discussion? I wasn't on the
We're
live.
discussing Batman. So we've talked about our reviews and hopes for the sequels and stuff. So, MK, take the floor. Give us your Batman review.
I thought, for me, long story short, I'm giving it top three superheroes all time. Absolutely sensational movie. For me, I was not expecting like a grand conclusion. Obviously, it's a start of a potential trilogy. So obviously, I knew it was going to be like what I needed from that movie was a plot, so I could understand what's going on. And from the get go, you knew that the opening scene was sick. Like it got you straight away. Whereas other movies, the opening scene takes time, and it's just nonsense really. But the Batman opening scene was so sick. I need to rewatch it again. And normally I am not the one to rewatch anything. I need to rewatch this again. That's how good it was. I'll give it a 9.5 out of 10. Just because it was Matt Reeves, man. He did it again, man. What a guy.
I love the use of the score and the single Nirvana song. I think that was great how they mixed up throughout the movie.
Yeah, I saw someone say that the score was bad, and I was like, how? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, and then they were like, well, I saw some other guy that was like, oh, the MCU has so many better scores, like Wonders. I stopped there and I was like, Wonder has a theme? Since when? I don't fucking know it. Like, I don't know half of them. I don't know any of them, I'd say. It's so weird. Whereas the Batman, I'm just like, yeah, I know his score. When it comes up, I know it for a fact. I don't know any of the other ones. It's so weird. You know what? I don't like the discourse that's gone around it on either side. I don't like how people are like, oh, the MCU can never catch up, you know, or how people on the other side are like, oh no, Batman's actually overrated and it's shit because of these reasons. It's like, bro, just enjoy the fact that we got a bunch of comic book movies that they're actually pretty good on the whole.
Yeah.
Like, why are you complaining? It's not like
There
the
shouldn't
early
be.
2000s and you had fucking or the 90s where you had Shaq as Steel. My God, that was terrible. That
Yeah,
was
you know,
awful. Yeah, he
Shaq.
was a superhero. Shaquille O'Neal.
He's done everything. Oh fuck.
Let's,
He's done everything.
not
But
disrespect
yeah.
that movie.
It was terrible. Like,
No, I like the Riddler character so much, man. That was sick. Like he was the actor that played him again. He
Paul
did it so
Dano.
well. Yeah, he
He's
did it
sick
so
of
well. Yeah, he did it so well. I didn't expect. I don't know, because I don't read the comic books, but I didn't expect him to be wearing glasses. No expect with me, but and I was too. But I wasn't really prepared because it's the way. Obviously, when he's wearing that mask, he's way more intimidating than when they caught him. They actually caught him weird because they caught him in a cafe, innit? Like
Yeah, that was the plan.
But
He
he lured him
set
in.
that up because he wanted to be caught.
Me and Miles talked about it earlier. It was,
But yeah,
I think it was cool that they had a more realistic version of the Riddler. So more as in it sort of reflects like a niche internet celebrity that we see in real life who like mind fucks people effectively into believing what they say.
Oh yeah, that scene where the like it was just towards that. I think Batman was finding out how there's like I think like a video of him saying to his YouTube subscribers or whatever subscribers it was, oh, like well done my people, and then they just them commenting on how they're gonna execute the plan, and then they just show of them actually executing the plan, and then you just see the Riddler start screaming every time there's an explosion that happens. I love that scene. That scene was sick.
When that mayor got shot, I was dying.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I need to protect my people. I'm gonna stand in front, bang, get shot. I was laughing so
not
much.
even like a 1 minute, like straight up. As soon as she went to the
It was brilliant.
podium, boom. Oh shit, I love that. It's more realistic as well because ain't no way people will wait for 10 minutes for you to speak. They shoot you straight away. It's on site, so I just love the realism of the movie. It was sick.
See, even the MK liked it.
Yeah, I love it. I actually watch it again if I want to rewatch. I would rewatch it definitely. Normally, I'm not really bothered to rewatch something. Even No Way Home, I couldn't bother to rewatch it. I'll be real. So I just like, yeah, it's great. It's great, but it wasn't Batman. I think Batman was a way better movie. That's my opinion.
Fair enough.
I agree.
But No Way Home, cinematic wise, it's not enough better because obviously it's nostalgia and that.
Nostalgia tax, I agree.
But Batman, I know nostalgia.
If I had more Daredevil, I would agree.
About, I think something I was thinking about just now while you were talking was the difference between how this trilogy can go compared to the Dark Knight trilogy. I think the Dark Knight trilogy put a specific focus on the fact that Batman was kind of a ninja. So it focused. The first one was on the fact that he was defeating Ra's al Ghul. Then it went on to the Joker. Then it was Bane and the League of Assassins. I think I like this one because it was like it's specifically about how Batman wants to fix Gotham rather than this whole overarching League of Assassins thing.
Yeah, and I mean, what's it called? The Dark Knight was more interested in telling the story of like anyone can be Batman. Of course, you need the resources, but it was like Batman is a product of the city, but he's the only one that can save it. Whereas this one is like, no, only Bruce Wayne, only he can be Batman, and his job is to just protect the city and try and fix it as a result. Not anyone can be Batman, and we're gonna have a grounded, like I appreciate the grounded, like realistic tone, but like when you see this one, it's more like this is Batman. That was a dude cosplaying as Batman, if that makes sense.
I think this is where we finally, the way the trilogy is shaping up, this seems to be the first time we see the world's greatest detective rather than incredible skilled fighter Batman.
Yeah, I mean, even then, I mean, I think this Batman kicks the shit out of. I mean, the other one couldn't take a punch. He actually couldn't. And like it was just like one punch. You're like, oh. Whereas this one is taking gunshots, and he's just like, yeah, it's alright. I got my epic suit.
He was almost a victim of a suicide bomb attack, but then he still survived. Like he's got.
I mean, I thought the other one, you know what I like? You know when he's like gliding, and he doesn't, he's proper shitting himself. Like he's prepared to do it, but he's shitting himself. And then he's just like, it's like that was so funny, but it's actually like, okay, that's even though he probably should have died, I can accept him surviving and just being like, shit. Ow.
I think it was good how they did that because it was sort of the whole he's an inexperienced Batman because it's his second year as Batman, right?
Oh,
I think that's a one big thing that people had to remember going into it is like it's not supposed to be like full on. Okay, he's Batman. He's been Batman for years. This is like you have to go in with the this is only his second year as Batman, so he's going to be inexperienced because the bit you're talking about, he stopped for a second, didn't he? Before he actually did it.
Yeah, he was like... oh. Or, you know how... It's definitely a detective story. Because, like, when you think about it, they go back to the same locales frequently. Like, he goes back to the Iceberg Lounge, like, 4 or 5 different times. And each time he learns something new about the case. Or like, because like the first time he just goes there, he beats the shit out of everyone. The second time he goes in, what's he do the next time? Does he go in as Bruce Wayne?
Yeah.
Because he wants to learn about Carmine. And then the third time he goes in is because Selina wants to kill Carmine. It's like every other time has a purpose. So it's not like you're seeing the same shit and it's like, oh yeah, we're going back to the same place. Let's see. It's like, no, you learn something new every time you go in. And like the use of Carmine I thought the John what's his name, John Turturro, I think that's how you say it. He was great as Carmine. It was great. It was like really slow, methodical. He wasn't over the top. He had the nice sunglasses. It's great.
I think some characters that could show up later on, if we're just doing detective Bruce Wayne stories rather than like ninja or supernatural type Bruce Wayne stories or Batman stories, then we could say Black Mask could show up. I know they just used him in the Birds of Prey movie, but you could bring him back. Victor Saz.
Yeah, he's
yeah,
just weird.
The serial killer though.
But
I think that's specifically something that
exactly.
they could look into. We said Two-Face. We said Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze could do it. Because all you need is a guy that shoots like has
Hugo
an ice
Strange,
gun.
possibly, if we're going down the Arkham route.
I mean, they are doing the Arkham series, but which I'm kind of annoyed about. I wanted the cop show because it's gonna follow one corrupt cop and like really like show you the ins and outs of it and whether or not this guy can be redeemed. I think that's more interesting than a horror series, but that's just because I don't like horror shows.
If they do the GCPD show, they could easily do like specific episodes detailing a corrupt cop.
Oh, Mbappe starts. I didn't know there was a problem with him.
Yeah,
was he injured or something?
He had a training injury, right?
Yeah. Apparently he had a knock, but I mean, fine. I knew he was fine. He was never going to play. That's Mbappe. But yeah.
Oh, Mazepan.
I'm not gonna say. What did Joker would be though? Like he won't be in the series.
I don't. Because he's in the film, but like Miles said, I don't think he should be in it straight away.
No, like later on.
Low key, I want them to do. You know the comics to have the Riddler war on crimes and stuff and jokes, and like the Riddler and the Joker team up. That storyline is so cool. It's so cool.
You think I think they will do that in the trilogy, basically the third movie. I think they definitely do it. In the finale, I can see. I don't know, Riddler and the Joker. I want Batman to lose for once, not because I don't like the character or nothing. I just want to let the evil guys win. Come on,
like
let's have.
Huh? You're like my dad. He loves Zod. Like we're watching Man of Steel, and he's like, I never watched this. So we're watching it, and then by the end, he was like, wait, what? Superman's winning. I'm not watching this anymore. He left. Because he had him in the choke on him. This is not fair, man. I don't like this movie anymore. I liked it before. What do you mean?
So, like, basically, you would have liked Infinity War way more than.
Yeah, he's like, I always want the heroes to lose. I was like, all right, father.
I don't know, Batman. That was the Riddler wins.
He's so weird.
Anyone have any final thoughts on the Batman before we close up?
Yeah, go watch it. We want a sequel and then a third one, and then another one. They're willing to do it. And
do you think Robert Pattinson is greater than better Batman than Bale was?
Yeah. Yes.
No.
I think he does all three aspects better. So Bruce Wayne, his is better in my opinion, because he has more space to grow as a result, and it's a more.
Did the audio cut off?
As your audio cut out.
Yeah.
But how did he clocked it straight away that the audio cut off?
Did the mic come out?
You can't hear still.
Mic on. Oh wait, you're back.
Oh, that was so weird. It was like you're muted. We can't do anything. What the fuck? Anyway, his Bruce Wayne, in my opinion, is better. Like him, just as Batman, I think is better. He has the fear. He has the hope. He has actually saving people. All of that, and then the detective side. I don't even think there's a bloody competition. Like. I know, like, in The Dark Knight, he, like, takes out a block of, like, cement and he analyzes it, but, like, that's about it. Normally, Batman in The Dark Knight is more reactive, whereas in this one, it was like, yeah, he's reacted, but that's because he's trying to piece everything together and he understands that he's reacted rather than Batman being blindsided at every opportunity, which was nice.
Cool. Miles, any closing comments?
Make the next one short.
I knew he was going to say that.
Cool. The next movie we'll be back for is Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
I'm not watching it. I'm not watching
You have to watch it.
You gotta give that a view.
Look, it's either that or it's Morbius.
No. It's Kenobi.
Yeah, but that's a full series.
Yeah.
We're saying specifically movie.
Yeah, but like, it's... Wait, is that... Oh, that doesn't come out. What
Kenobi
fuck's
comes out
sake?
on the 25th.
Oh,
No.
what, fully?
Yeah, Doctor Strange.
No, that's when it starts.
I mean, we
Doctor
could
Strange
do it on
is-
Moon Knight.
When is Doctor Strange? Is it this month?
May 6th. Yeah.
Oh, that's closer. Yeah. I'm on board.
I actually don't like... I don't want to go watch that film. Mainly because of what... I fucking hate Wanda so much, man. So
But
much.
Just a misogynist.
I'm not... She's a shit character.
She's great.
She's so bad. They're gonna do the same fucking... my family is missing for like the 4th time now. I don't care about your family anymore. Like, she's...
Yeah, but she doesn't have a family anymore, so
Good.
it's fine.
She fucking doesn't deserve one, the cheeky bitch.
Well, apparently she's going to be the main villain of the film.
Oh, great. I mean, she was already the villain in Wanda anyway. I hate the way she beat Agatha. She's just like, oh, Agatha shows me all these runes like for 10 seconds, and now I've memorized all of them, and I'm an expert. What do you mean? Oh, it pisses me off. Wow, everyone's like, ooh,
Actually,
no,
you
but
will give that a view. You will give that a view.
Doctor Strange is like the same as Wanda. You know, he fucked everything up. Yes, because Peter messed everything up, and that's Doctor Strange's fault, isn't it? And then Doctor Strange was about to fix it, and then Peter came and fucked it up again. And then the 3rd time, he finally fixed everything, and he didn't even want to because he wanted to help Peter anyway. That's bullshit. But it's Wanda's fault that Wanda's calm because she willingly enslaved a bunch of people to make some bullshit
what's wrong with
sitcom
that?
show.
Adam, just give Doctor Strange an opportunity. Let's just see that movie. It could be good.
Don't want to. I need to be more like Favor because I say I don't want to. And I'm like, let's go. Like,
I
okay.
have to watch it for the
Why not?
content.
I'm already. I doubt I'm going to like that.
It's fun. You don't have to like it. You just have to watch it.
I'm actually, you know what pisses me off about Wanda? I freaking loved her in Civil War as well. Everything after that, she's been shit.
You don't know. Might be a character comeback in this
She'll
movie.
come back. You know what? Yeah, I want her to go full villain and just die. I hope she dies. It'd be great. But then they wanted to sign her to a movie, and I'm like, they're not gonna kill her off, are they? Oh damn! I'm so sad.
Yeah, man. Just Batman. Did everyone give the ratings? It's probably everyone 9.9 out of 10, maybe. I know Miles would
Miles would give it like a 7 or an 8.
Yeah, 7.
I'd give it
7.
9.8.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sensational. But yeah, I'm around that.
Gonna
Absolutely
go
great.
8.7.
What the fuck?
How are you not gonna add 9? No, why not for 9? Just for
I originally had it as 9, but now thinking about it, I do love it. But it's like that one scene with Alfred and the whole parcel thing really pissed me off. He's supposed to be smart
Oh,
enough to
yeah.
open a fucking package like that.
Oh, yeah.
He's like
Decipher
taking the
fucking
hit for it,
Riddler
innit?
stuff using his whole British secret agent shit, and he goes and opens an unmarked package.
Yeah, but like, if you actually think about it, yeah, clearly his job now, like he said it the whole time, is to protect Bruce Wayne. Now, obviously, first of all, he did not know there's a bomb in there, obviously. But like, if you think about it from his way, here's how I rationalize it. The whole thing that Riddler is doing is he's not murdering people straight up. He's exposing them for being frauds first. Like every time he's done it, he's exposed people first, and then, like then he goes, yeah, now you need to die because the people have seen that you're a fraud. So I think in his head, he's like, maybe there's documents or some shit that proves something that I need to hide away from Bruce to like protect him. Now, obviously, he didn't know there's a fucking bomb, but you know, and he got exploded as a result. And that's also how I know that thing, like Riddler didn't know that Bruce Wayne is Batman, which is nice. Because it's like, otherwise his plan would be fucked after that. He's like, I can't kill Batman. Or there is no Batman. And then maybe clock after that. That's how I rationalize it anyway.
I'm between an 8.7 and 9.3. I did love it. I did love it.
Alright, okay,
I
we
think
need
you
to
went
push
up
him
to a
up.
nice
We need to
for
push him up.
Zoe Kravitz. Why not?
Come on, Lisbon. You
Just
know
for
you want to push it up, man. Just think about the opening scene.
I will have
and
a
it's
definite
cool little
number when I watch it again. That's for sure.
When are we going to do that? We need to watch it again.
Yeah.
Will it still be in cinemas in a month, do you think?
Usually movies are in cinemas for 8 weeks-ish.
Alright, then we can bring Favor along.
I think, what
That's
date did I have in mind?
Favor hasn't seen it.
19th of March? Oh, Favor won't be here, will he?
no, because Favor's back the 9th, I think. I'm gonna try get him to come
The
home
9th
earlier,
of
but I doubt
April.
he will.
You know what that's
Yeah.
what's on that weekend, right? Yeah.
City? Oh yeah, I knew it. So we can go on the Saturday, it's fine.
That's the Derby.
Plus, wait, when's March 18th? Ah, that's when the Jujutsu Kaisen movie comes out. Yes.
Everyone,
Can't
thank
wait.
you for watching. Those who are here, those who watch afterwards, we very much appreciate it. Me and Aslam, maybe MK, I don't know about Miles, we'll be back tomorrow for This Week in Sport. A lot has happened in all sports. It's going